Welcome back to Biashara Tuesday. I'm your host, Mercy Imali, and today we are talking matters insurance. How many of you know that there's actually something called digital insurance? And with me in studio is Jeff Mwai. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much, Mercy. Asante sana.
Jeff Mwai is a digital consultant and is going to educate us more on matters insurance, and we're going to find out whether insurance is necessary in your life or it's something you can just overlook. Jeff Mwai, tell me, what exactly is insurance?
First of all, let me correct you a bit because you just introduced me as a digital consultant, which is not the case. I'm an insurance consultant. Yeah, so I can talk about insurance. What I can say that insurance is, it's actually an arrangement. It's a contract between the insured and the insurer. It is an arrangement whereby the insurer undertakes to cover the risk, certain risks surrounding this person, of course, at consideration of what they call a premium.
Premium, okay.
Yes. So it is basically a contract, it's an agreement on a certain range of coverage. And as we are going to find out, insurance is quite diverse. We are going to talk more about the types of insurances that we have.
Okay. Let's just get to it. Like, for example, we are mainly serving perhaps the university community. What type of insurance cover can you offer them with regard to, we all know that everyone has gadgets. So will you insure a phone, and what probably will be the minimum price of a phone that can be insured?
Insurance for gadgets like tablets, phones, and all those digital gadgets is available. But you'll find that not all insurance companies will go for such business because, as you know, that is high risk. Because phones are all over. Phones, cameras, tablets, they are all over. And in environments like a university, that can be quite tricky because, again, you know the kind of people, the age bracket that is found in the universities, and I have not heard so far of a company that has come up with a product that is going to cover such gadgets in such environments. But as you have said, I think it's a need that the insurance world should come, try to address and think about. And I believe in the future we will be having products that will be developed that can be able to cover such areas.
A market. Yeah. Okay, let's go to insurance payment payout. We all know you do a monthly subscription for a certain number of years.
Yes.
So, for example, I've taken medical cover for the maybe next 10 years, and then for some reason, month 5, I'm not able to pay, not because I did not pay, but because perhaps my bank delayed in disbursing the payment to you. What is going to happen to my insurance? Will it be totally lost, or is there a way that we can have a discussion so the insurance does not disappear, my insurance cover?
Before I answer the last bit of your question, I would like, first of all, to get my viewer to understand that we have different types of insurances. When you talk of a medical insurance cover for 10 years, for example, I do not think that we'll have a medical insurance cover that will be specified that it will run for 10 years. Let me say that we have two types of, mainly we have two types of insurances. We have what is called short-term insurance and what's called long-term insurance. Now, the short-term insurance are also known as term insurances. And that is where you find such insurances like motor vehicle, like health insurances, like what you've just mentioned, will fall in. Now, the long-term, medium to long-term insurances will involve the life insurances, which come with the protection and savings. Now, going back to your the last bit of your question about what will happen to your insurance that probably has not been paid, it will depend on, first of all, the mode of payment. You mentioned about monthly premiums.
Yeah, monthly premiums.
Premiums are the amounts of money that the insurance company receives from the insured. Now, the modes of payments could be monthly, it could be annually, it could be semi-annually, or it could be quarterly. Now, generally, what happens with the contract between the insurer and the insured is that the insured undertakes to be remitting their premiums
Yes.
and on time.
Yes.
Because what happens is that the insurer also undertakes to receive
Yes.
the risk that is being insured here on behalf of the insured.
Yes.
And the moment you pay your first premium, say your first month,
Yes.
then the insurer undertakes that risk in full.
Yes.
And should anything happen to you, then they will be obligated to pay or to compensate.
Okay.
Therefore, your only obligation as the insured is to always make sure that your premiums have been remitted in good time. And in such instances where probably the direct debit of the bank didn't go through, then you should be proactive and ensure that you also find another way of getting your premium to get to the insurance company.
Okay, okay. That's okay. So my obligation is to make sure my insurance payment gets to you in the agreed time.
Exactly.
That's my only obligation.
That is the only obligation.
Okay,
yes.
Fine. Let's go to insurance covers like education covers,
yes.
which many people are like, why should I pay? My kid is only in standard 1 or is probably in pre-unit. And then you find the kid gets to high school and the parent is unable to pay fees. Will you advise somebody who's probably even just gotten pregnant to take an education cover insurance for their child?
Yes. I would advise everyone to take insurance, especially education policies, at the earliest possible opportunity. Why? It's because insurance is about preparing for the future. Insurance is about getting covered for eventualities that we may not be able to predict right now. And what happens, therefore, when you have a child like that, you, as a parent, of course, imagine the kind of life that you'd want your child to
enjoy, yes.
to become when they grow up. And one thing that is for sure is that the child must go to school.
Precisely.
And education is not free, especially in this country. It is not yet free. And you know, even where we say that it is free in the public schools, you know what kind of quality that is offered by free. Therefore, it would only be important for a person to plan for a good education for their children, and quite early. So yes, I would advise them to take an insurance policy even when they are pregnant, or even when they are preparing to get pregnant. They can even take that education policy.
Even when I'm preparing to perhaps get pregnant, I can take it?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
That's very interesting.
Yes.
Let's go to probably the common mwananchi. Probably I have several market stalls in Nairobi. Am I in a position to probably take insurance, and what insurance will you take me? Apart from health cover and education cover, maybe I sell tomatoes, sukuma wiki. What type of insurance product will you be able to offer me?
There's quite a wide range of insurance products. And like you've mentioned, everything that you've mentioned has got some sort of insurance. Now, the only difference is which company is willing to offer what. Because again, insurance is about risk. And like I said, when the insurer gets into a contract with the insured, they undertake that risk, they assume that risk. And therefore you find that certain businesses, like the stores that you've mentioned, like the tomato businesses that you've mentioned, they are placed in very delicate areas, where you've just talked of some riots by university students and polytechnic. So you find that most businesses are situated in a very high risk areas, and therefore the insurer must also consider whether whatever business that they're taking on board, whether it is going to be a sure claim, and that's what we call certain risk. They will be very cautious as they get into contact with anybody. But like I've said, insurance products are available from one company to another. You'll find a company that will be willing to insure tomatoes. You'll find a company that will not be willing to go to do that kind of business. Because remember, the insurance company is also in business, and they would not want just to keep paying claims.
Okay, let me ask you, does it mean, because perhaps my market stall is in a high risk area, will you, an insurance company, will they perhaps make me pay higher premiums so that I really want insurance? Maybe the amount of money I'm making, I feel, is necessary for me to insure my tomatoes, even as just a farmer. You know, the way you can say, I normally export my produce to China or the United States, and the vagaries of weather,
Yes.
you know. So you're like, is there such insurance for the local farmer here in Kenya?
Well, I've not really heard of a company that is insuring against the weather.
Yes.
But I believe as we move on, as the industry grows, probably such products will be developed. But what was the question again?
Because I'm looking at a farmer who's probably been having his farm for over 10 years, and he can give you data of how much he's been making per annum. Will he be able to be insured in case maybe the weather fails the 10th year, but he's been making a lot of exports? He has guaranteed market, he has everything, just that the weather failed, or maybe a pestilence occurred and all his crops just vanished. Yeah, locusts, yes. Yes.
I think now you've taken me to address what insurance calls act of God.
Yes, acts of God.
Act of God.
Yes.
I think there will be specific policies that will specifically include that they are going to cover, including such issues like locust. I do not think so far we have an insurance company that is ready with a product like that. But going back to your question, where you had said that will the company charge more
perhaps, yeah.
because probably the business is treated in a
higher risk area.
Yeah. Yes. The premium or the charge for a certain cover will be determined by the product, the way the product has been defined. And therefore, as a company comes up with a certain product for a certain thing, like a certain business like that, they will also have considered the high risk, and therefore as they prepare they quote their premium, they'll have put that into consideration.
Okay, let's talk what's happening right now, coronavirus. We've seen a lot of airline passengers cancelling their airline bookings, cancelling their cruise ship bookings. We've seen a lot of hotel bookings just being cancelled. What exactly is the role of insurance in all this, and does it mean insurance companies are suffering as a result of coronavirus?
I would guess so, because such cancellations, of course, they are a loss to the airlines, such airlines, and I believe that such airlines have put in place where to cushion that loss, because, like I told you, insurance is all about a matter of transferring loss. Yeah, so definitely, I believe yes, that is being paid. That will be paid somewhere by the insurance company that has covered that particular risk.
Okay, let's talk about, let's go back to the very basics. Like, recently we had, like, let's say, people who don't earn that much, but at least are comfortable, the teachers, the police. Okay, let's not talk about the army. Then they earn a bit higher. So we can categorize as teachers and police as the higher bit of Wanjiko.
Yes.
So we've seen Teacher Service Commission covering them. So they're having a bit more for medical.
Yes.
And we're having police also being covered medical-wise.
Yes.
But what will you offer to people who are not the teachers and the police as Wanjiko, as a product? What insurance product will be able to be on offer for such persons?
Yeah, the product is there in what we call micro insurance. As you know, the term micro, of course, means smaller. And so the product is there, it is in place. Companies have them, and they are dispensing them. And of course, for groups, say the lower card of the earnings of the public, they can come in as a group, say
as a chama.
Yeah, as a chama,
Oh, okay.
even chamas, and they can also come in as individuals. So the products are there.
Okay, let's talk digital insurance. We all know we are living in the age of technology.
Yes.
Now, am I able to purchase my insurance online or through my phone? And is it still as effective as coming physically to your office to purchase my insurance product, whether we are a chama or we are a big corporation?
Well, I believe it is there. It is coming. We have applications that or platforms that are dispensing insurance through online. But I would want to say that that is not going to be as immediate as like banking.
Banking,
now.
yeah.
Because You see, insurance is a bit complex, and as you already know, and as you said, I heard you say when you were discussing with Martin here about how Kenyans are not very conscious about insurance, is that insurance is a subject that is a bit considered a bit complex in this country. The reason being that not much about insurance has been known, you know.
Yeah, education, insurance
exactly.
education, yes.
Insurance education
Awareness.
Yeah, awareness. It's a very, very kidogo in this country. And I think the honors of teaching education, I mean teaching insurance, or creating awareness has been left to the insurance salesperson.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a hard job.
That's exactly what happens. Because the insurance salesperson is the one who comes to you and introduces the subject of insurance to you. Then they tell you that I think we need to explore you. We need to explore around your needs, and we try to find out exactly what insurance
we can offer.
That we can offer you. So you find that such awareness, therefore, is not going to be very. It's not going to be. It is not enough because in the first place, this person is in business. This person is
thinking of making a certain number of sales.
Of course, of course, and therefore he doesn't have enough time to teach. Therefore, I can say that there's a vacuum. There's a vacuum, and the government needs to come in and
educate the masses.
Educate the masses. They need to come up with a way of having the masses educated, so that insurance does not become a mystery. That when you hear of insurance, many people tend to take off. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What will be your final words on insurance matters in Kenya, and perhaps talk more on micro insurance, because that's our specific audience. They are very, very interested in knowing. Perhaps we are a group even of teachers in nursery school who we know are not well remunerated. How can they be insured? Yes.
I think, just like I said, the products are there. The only challenge is that people remain where they are in their places of work. They're not even expecting, they're not even thinking about it. I think what I can say is that let us be more conscious about insurance. And now that we know that those micro insurances are there, the companies have them, and they are ready to explain to them, to the public. So let us be more receptive. Let the public be more inviting. Yeah, you can call insurance companies and tell them that we are interested in wanting to know more about 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Thank you so much, Jeff Muhia. And today we've learned a lot about insurance. I did not know about micro insurance. I did not know that as Wanjiko, I can get micro insurance. So all I need to do is get a group of my girls, and the small businesses we are doing, whether it is perfume business, whether it is mama mboga business, whether it is hardware business, you can actually get insured. So I've been your host, Mercy Imali. Do join me. Don't keep it here. Yes.